Burbank and Nicholson. Welcome to the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Henniger, Jimmy Ott. Max Gotro is here today. Jordan Kinch is back in the studio. Full strength here today on a Thursday. Our Las Vegas contingent, Dwayne Colucci, Matt Humans, both checking in with us today. We're here at the original Walkons, less than a mile from Tiger Stadium in the home opener, just a couple of days away as LSU takes on Louisiana Tech. Jimmy, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right, with all the football going on, let me do this baseball story here right as we start the show because this came through about an hour ago, and something we certainly expected, and something that Scott Woodward teased in our pregame interview last week before the football game about LSU baseball coach Jay Johnson. This is very expected and reassuring. The Tigers have signed him to a 7-year contract extension worth $23.45 million before bonuses. That will top the $3 million a year by a little bit. The highest paid coach in college baseball prior to this was Tony Vitello at Tennessee. So Johnson will go by that number. It's also by Brian O'Connor, who signed that contract when Mississippi State hired him away from Virginia.
What are they making?
$2.9 million for O'Connor and $3 million flat for Vitello. And somewhere in between, right below O'Connor, but ahead of what Johnson was making last year, I believe, is Tim Corbin at Vanderbilt, but I'm not 100% sure because it's a private school.
He's a Nick Saban of college baseball. I mean, that is a lot for a college baseball, but it's a bigger deal around here. And the fan base and the supporters, the boosters. I mean, they put their money where their mouth is. They want to win college baseball, and so I mean, he's a really good fit for a hardworking, smart, excellent roster builder, and talent evaluator with all the resources. So I mean, and Nick Saban always had the number one football budget there. We talk about they don't have Texas. Well, they're willing to spend more than Texas was at that time. I'm willing to spend more than everybody because he got it, and so. Different personalities, certainly, completely different personalities. This guy here has a lot more of just a respect for other individuals, but the whole fit. We talk about all the time. I don't know if Nick Saban could go to UAB and do what Bill Clark did. That's hard, man.
Right.
But I know Bill Clark can't go to Alabama and do what Saban did. So this is a perfect fit, and I mean, early on, he's identified with the resources and the contacts and playing the game. He's certainly respectful to where some situations it could be a little bit of a overshadowing, the living legend is still around the program that built the program. No, he embraces it. So he's done everything he needs to do. So, I mean, a lot. That's a lot for college baseball, but they care a lot in his fan base for the college baseball.
It is. You know me and contract extensions, a lot of times they're unnecessary, they're frivolous, and they're ridiculously one-sided. This ain't that. This is a very necessary and deserved contract extension. The deserved part I think you can get. The necessary part, he deserves it. So we could stop there, but I won't because I think there's another part to this. Michael Early had a disastrous first year in College Station. Disastrous, okay? And I think his job's on the line next year. I wouldn't have been surprised if they had fired him this year.
I'm surprised he's still there.
I am too. To be the preseason number one team in the conference and not make the tournament, and to lose the only 3 games that Missouri won in the conference all year, I'm surprised he's back. I'll be astonished if he makes it to year 3. The last thing you want is Texas A&M deciding they want to spend an ungodly amount of money. You want that phone hung up before it even rings. So they got that accomplished. The other thing is that we're in the revenue share. We're all of 2 months in the revenue share. I think there's still a little bit of feeling out for the non-football stuff as far as these budgets. Brian O'Connor, one of the big drawing points to him at Mississippi State was that budget of the revenue share was up in double digits, north of 10%. Some reports as high as 15. That's a lot for college baseball. Now, I don't know if that's entirely accurate. The numbers are a little bit hidden, but it was a lot. Okay, it wasn't just a 2.9. They got O'Connor there. The first year for LSU baseball in the revenue share, let's just say that it wasn't exactly what they wanted. Year two, it will be. And so you get your revenue share taken care of. You get your coach taken care of. His staff, Nate Yeske, who is the most accomplished pitching coach in college baseball. That's documented. That's not my opinion. Okay, been in the College World Series, won more national championships than anybody as a pitching coach right now. You got that taken care of. You got the diamond standard, the gold standard, whatever standard you want to talk over there. You got everything buttoned up. This is good news.
And Johnson puts in the hard work, and so he deserves. You gotta reward that with a higher percentage. But Charlie, that's great. Everybody wants to pay, but who is getting more this year, the first year, that's not good, that you're going to take away to make more room for baseball next year?
Well, I would tell you the non-football sports.
Okay, all right.
I'm not privy to the entire budget, what it looks like next year.
But it's important. You think Mulkey's going to get the same next year?
Roughly, yes, because her percentage was about what
they making
money
in baseball?
A little bit. Most years it comes in a little bit in the black or a little bit in the red, but it's usually pretty close.
Everyone, which one is it? I'm just kind of curious. It's the part of the equation. It's kind of important.
Okay.
You got
I can
tennis anymore. They don't have any money to begin with.
It's a little bit of a boring answer. There were years where they were accounting for things like paying off the stadium that made it look like they were in the red. But generally, baseball makes a little bit of money. Yes. Generally, they make somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million.
Certainly, if, what percentage in the conference turn a profit in baseball? Not many.
No, I would say
2.
Arkansas, LSU.
Arkansas. State?
Probably State and probably Texas.
State can't be anymore if they're getting all that high percentage from the university. That's a cost.
Yes, it is. And like I said, the accounting is I could be a little bit off on my numbers. My numbers could be dated. With this revenue sharing that came into play in July.
Let's say 4 or 5. Let's give 4 or 5. Then this is the most interesting. Nobody cares about college baseball more than they do in the SEC.
Correct.
And so you got maybe a handful so you're making more. You're doing financially better than just about everybody.
Yes. Yeah. And you led the nation in attendance again.
Well, that's all part. That's all part of the the ticket sales are taken into your profit. Sure.
Yeah. All your suites are sold out.
But women's basketball, it's not a chance they can make money, huh? Pretty much, Charlie.
No, and the thing is, and again, I'm getting a little bit out of my comfort zone here with some of these numbers in the accounting of the numbers, whereas the SEC network dollars are mostly attributed to football, even though there's a lot of revenue coming from there that is other sports. A lot of that is accounted to football, if you want to account it that way. If you wanted to amortize it and say, well, this is much for women's basketball. But no, they're not making a profit.
My point is, okay, whether you want to pay Jamar Chase or Micah Parsons, that's taken away from your budget to pay others, okay? Or if you want to, some people, we see the Title IX's great. Yeah, sure. I wish it, I had a kid that, had a college scholarship, but you take it away, some scholarships from somebody else or some money from somebody else. So, it's part of the equation that I'd like to dig a little deeper into.
And it's not straight line accounting with all of these things. Some of the capital projects, sometimes Tiger Athletic Foundation takes care of a lot of that. Okay, but when I remember this vividly when they opened the new baseball park, there were a certain number of games that they had to play every year to pay off the stadium. Or if you remember, there was about a 6 or 7 year stretch there where LSU never went on the road non-conference because that money was earmarked for paying off the stadium. So, it's fancy accounting, but I think it's fair to say that LSU baseball does as well or better than any program in the country.
So the tricky part is, okay, Johnson, he's got so much support outside, outside booster support for player budget, NIL, whatever you want to call it. So he's shown that he really doesn't need that much more, but damn it, he deserves it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that tricky, okay, and if he doesn't get what he deserves, and especially the O'Connor thing is, okay, wait, State's won one. I've already won two here in a short period of time. Like, somebody will give me a higher percentage.
Well,
but then again, if he go to A&M, he's probably not going to have the same booster support. The booster financial support for those, he'd have to win first.
Yeah, he might. And I think the athletic director over there is, I'm sorry, I'm just watching his track record, is not exactly somebody that people have been clamoring to work for. But be that as it may, they got plenty of money over there.
The current coach is fine with him. He's got another shot. He's got a mulligan.
Yeah, well, you know who wanted that coach? The athletic director and the players, and probably not a hell of a lot else after the end of last season. So
players always want the assistant coach.
They don't have any perspective on it. That's their guy. Let me give you an analogy I think you'll get. If your parents are giving you and your sister an allowance, okay, but you have an after-school job and you go out and you work and you make money and your sister doesn't, and your parents say, we're going to take away your allowance because you don't need it. You're out working.
No.
Wait a minute.
and there are some other coaches on campus who clearly don't put in the effort that you do.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're still getting, strong compensation. So
they're still getting their allowance.
Yeah, but that also that has to be factored in. That sport always makes money.
It does, and again, a lot of that's got to do with TV.
But
yes, it does.
You got to support. You had to give a certain amount, and you get your range. Okay, this is what the standard is, but you're not working, so I got to cut you a little bit. No, this is the standard for baseball, but this guy's busting his ass. I got to give him more. So, but they still got to be, men's basketball should always have more of the percentage than men's baseball. Sorry.
And they do.
Yeah,
they do.
But LSU baseball should have a higher percentage than the average in the conference.
And they do.
Okay?
And they do.
And LSU basketball this coach should have less. He should have less.
He did up until this past year.
No, we're talking about this new percentage.
Oh, you mean from
yes,
the revenue share?
Yes. Yeah. No, he's got less because he doesn't hustle.
No argument. No argument. We're here at Walkons opening day conference. The home opener.
It's a college football home opener, Charlie, for the new number 3 ranked LSU Tigers, a team that has everybody in a buzz. Okay, it's the original Walk-Ons. People from LSU went and stormed through the Walk-Ons in Clemson. Sorry, Dabo. Did they show him his receipt sales for the LSU weekend? It could put him in a little better mood. He's still got a whine and bitch. Oh, boy, that guy is such a baby.
Yeah, he had a little that's gotten some national news. We talked about it
briefly. It's gotten way more than I thought. It's kind of dumb, but Kelly, everybody's like, way to fire back. To me, it's more of a fan thing. It's got nothing to do with what happened on the game, result of the game, and
right.
It just kind of takes away nothing. But Dabo has always been a whiner. I know that.
And no doubt. Got to give Clemson credit for one big thing. Apparently, this is the first time they've sold alcohol in the general admission parts of the stadium. They didn't run out of beer Saturday. I didn't hear one person say they ran out of beer. LSU comes. That's impressive.
And an estimate of how many fans LSU brought? Probably it's about 80,000. It's about maybe 15.
If that.
You don't know what their ticket allotment
I know their ticket allotment I think was somewhere around 8.
Okay.
And
maybe they scooped up another.
And almost none of them outside of the ones that went to the players' families and stuff like that were what you would call good tickets.
Okay, that's always.
But more than maybe normal. We're up in the clouds.
Well, don't they give SEC games just like 15?
SEC, you're required to give a certain amount in the lower bowl.
Charlie, even the ones that are down low, like you go to Auburn, I mean, the sun's beating down on you. You can't really see. It's not a good ticket either.
No,
Okay?
most of them is not a
That
good
corner,
ticket.
lower corner of the end zone's a bad seat.
When they went to Texas and Texas wasn't in the league yet, I mean,
Yeah.
LSU was on top of the bridge.
Let me
so.
know when the visiting team gets prime seats. It doesn't happen.
They used to get them at LSU. You remember? They were in the south corner for a long time until they finally said, "Wait a minute."
One little strip of that lower corner, and then the ones right behind the bench, which you can't see because so you got a little strip, okay. But those are not great seats. Most of them are not.
I'm talking about 20 years ago when they had
talking about 20 years ago.
They had that whole corner section. Those weren't bad
It was
seats.
more in the end zone to the corner.
It was more in the end zone in the corner, but those weren't awful seats.
They're not good either. There's a little.
They're not prime seats, but they're not in the clouds. Well, would you rather sit
They're in the clouds
way high up on the 20-yard line or down low in the end zone?
You know what? Gainesville used to put some decent sideline seats. So we're kind of the corner, but you would have a little bit more of it. Anyway, yes, you take a visiting seat. You're going to be in the clouds,
right,
okay?
right.
Good chances.
LSU Solar allotment.
So the one place you won't be in the clouds is kind of in the clouds, but come tailgate over here at Walkon. It's a great meeting place. You're parking on this side of campus. I just want to see, got all the ball games on. So it's tricky. You can't exactly time where you're going to meet somebody because of traffic or whatsoever, whether you get there early or you get there late. You just don't know. It's difficult to time exactly when you get there. So go where you can get a cold drink and a beverage and get a good bite to eat, great service, and also watch all the games. So festivities galore this week for Louisiana Tech and next week for the Florida Gators. Speaking of the Gators, wear your jorts next week.
Live at the original Walk-Ons, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Rufino'sRestaurant.com. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Lou's Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walkons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com and LouisianaSports.net. That is brought to you by Supreme Rice since the 1930s, providing their customers with delicious product and supporting our Louisiana farmers, Supreme Rice. Also, new Handycast up with film study from the Clemson game. That is up right now on YouTube at Handycast. NFL kickoff tonight. Jimmy, the Cowboys at the Eagles, world champs, hosting as usual. Since they started doing this back in 2002, the home team has won 17 out of 23. And the only year that the champs had to go on the road was that year that Baltimore didn't have use of their stadium. They went to Denver.
Did Detroit beat Kansas City?
They did.
They
did by a point. By a point at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
That was kind of their coming out party to be good, you know.
Was it Kavaris Tony dropped a pass or something late? Or
a fumble maybe, something like that.
Oh,
he was. And last year the Chiefs beat the Ravens. If you remember the touchdown that wasn't. I think it was Isaiah Likely in the back of the end zone for Baltimore. Called a touchdown. He had a toenail out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And Kansas City held on.
They stormed back, man.
Yeah, held on to win that one 27-20.
That's right, and cover with that the toe.
And a lot of these games have been.
Saints beat the Vikings.
At 16-6, I was at that game. I was at the NFC Championship game.
Colts beat the Saints one year.
Oh, that was the Jason David game.
Patriots would beat the Bills. They beat the Raiders. First year Randy Moss was there, so of course they were in it, more as much as anybody. But
in fact, the Saints played in the game 2 years in a row because they played the year they beat the Vikings, and the next year they played against the Packers in Green Bay on opening night.
It was
and the Packers won a shootout.
Sproles had a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Yeah, the Packers won a shootout 42-34. So the Saints have been in this game before
3 times.
But it has leaned heavily towards the defending champs, toward the home team. They haven't always covered.
Well, they should.
Their numbers.
Well,
sometimes they get some really good opponents.
No, but sometimes they'll give you a great matchup like the Ravens, the Lions. Sometimes they give you the Dallas Cowboys. Sometimes they get that Raiders team they put in there that time. The Saints were Jason David. He's still trying to cover the Colts.
Boy,
Peyton Manning picked on him that night.
Painful game to watch.
Wait, we had this guy on our roster. He was terrible last year. Let's
attack him. Money for this guy? Are you kidding me? Dallas. The last time they were in this game was the year after
Bucks.
The Bucks
played them tight, but lost.
Yeah, they lost by 2. Very, very close. Very, very close game. So the Eagles
this is a big number for the
tonight.
First weekend.
And a divisional game at that. 8.5.
But the obvious, it popped it up from 6.5 to 8.5. Was in its teetering between 7.5 and 8.5 this morning. Like you said, and what does that is, you're probably right. We're going to ask Colucci in just a second. this thing is drawing a lot of handle, huh?
Yeah, we talk about how much an individual player is worth to the point spread. Of course, the quarterbacks are worth the most, and generally you don't see non-quarterbacks move the line that much. Is it because it's the first game? Like if Micah Parsons was out with an injury and this game was in Week 8, would it move the spread that much?
It's a standalone game. It's the opener. It's a high-volume game to begin with, which means that you got more recreational money. Okay, so like you talked about the Super Bowl, the high-profile games, the higher-rated games, television ratings and sportsbook handles correlate. Yep. So you've got casual fans watching the bigger games because more and more people are doing it these last few games, and then the anticipation of it and having a public team like the Cowboys, it has created an overreaction for Michael Parsons. You know, this guy's going to be limited to begin with when he plays on Sunday, and he would have been limited tonight.
Even more so, I would think.
More so, of course. Yeah. You know, because it's earlier. And and who knows if he would even play. But, no, your point is well taken. Yes, it's exaggerated because it's more recreational money.
And on the other side of the ball, we don't really know if Dallas can run the football or not. I mean, they brought in some veteran running backs who kind of washed out at their previous places in Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. They got a rookie in Jaden Blue that they like. But we're not really I'm not really sure if
basically
LSU, the
same
Cowboys are going to be able
line?
to run the football. More or less, yeah.
Okay, well, probably not. Probably
and,
about the same. That offensive line is probably more important collectively than the individual back. You know, I've seen some good backs look really good and some bad ones. I mean, some same backs look really bad based on, the block it. Now, the X factor is how much of a Super Bowl hangover do the Eagles have? You know, a guy like Jalen Carter, all the ability in the world, he couldn't stay on the field because he's looking for his puffer after 5 downs. Okay, I mean, he was so out of shape. Well, they changed his dietitian, and then they say, no, it's not the guy's fault anymore. Now it's on you. And how much better was he because he could stay on the field last year? This guy was as good as anybody.
No, he was fantastic.
I mean, a guy that size and can do things that nobody can do. I mean, so is Jalen Carter kind of a little microcosm of the entire roster, or are they still hungry? I mean, it's a saying for a reason, and you get it. You get a little hat. You get the banquet tour. You get the BMOC treatment, the red, the velvet carpet treatment, velvet rope treatment, and you lose a little bit of that hunger. So, how much are they? How professional? How mature are they as winners? This group, the first time to I know other Eagles teams, but those are different rosters. This staff, everybody handling the success.
Yeah, it's a great question, and what I would add to that is Saquon Barkley could not have had a better year last year. It's almost 400 touches. He's 28 years old. Okay,
oh, that's a lot.
That's
touches.
a lot
yes.
of mileage
yes.
on him.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I suspect he'll have another great season, but is he going to be as great as he was last year? It would be a lot to expect him to put back-to-back 400-touch seasons.
How many games did he miss for injury last year? They sat him
him in week 17. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it would be game 17.
That's the only
week
one.
18.
That's the only one he missed. The last one.
Okay. So
none
how many
injury.
games did he miss due to injury? None.
None.
Well, can't do any better than that.
Right.
I mean, chances are he's going to miss a couple. It's football.
And he's a running back.
It's football. He's coming off a high-touch, year. Yeah. I mean, so, no. I mean, the safe bet is, no, he's not going to have the production yet. Is he going to be really good? Who's a better back? What back would you take ahead of him? Nobody. Nobody. But it's hard to duplicate that. That
that's
year,
a lot of mileage.
Injury-wise and production.
Yeah, that's a lot of tread off the tires.
Oh, we'll talk to Kaluch in just a second before
Cowboy fan.
Yeah, how about you boys? Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie, and Bradford Smith. We're talking about the great team over at Legacy Title. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody chooses but you. Legacy Title, a long-standing a full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Getting bigger and better than ever. My man, Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title, 296-0060. It's Kaluchi time!
Live at the original Walkons. Live at lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total maintenance.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Grostead, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Grostead exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soups, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease. We need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
College football talk all year long on the Chuck Oliver Show. Weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's time. It's now Colucci time. Dwayne Colucci is back to give his best picks on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
And we go out to Las Vegas and talk to our man Colucci, who's got to be a busy guy tonight.
How about them boys?
With the NFL starting today. Colucci, how you doing, man?
Doing good, Charlie. How you doing in fabulous Baton Rouge?
Oh, it's been a real upbeat week. Let me tell you, with LSU's win against Clemson. But I want to ask you, man, how busy are you? Because we're seeing some of these projections that the handle on this game tonight for Dallas and Philadelphia is going to exceed maybe everything this year except the Super Bowl. So you're writing tickets?
Yeah, we're writing a ton, and I'm tempted to hold a sign out in front of the rampart that the Cowboys will give you like 20 because the ticket count is about 5-1 in favor of the Eagles. just like I predicted, guys. I mean, early on, you could have laid this game at 6.5. We are now at 8.5 at the Rampart and South Point. Total is 48. So, I mean, all the money coming in on the Eagles was definitely anticipated, but now the ticket count is so high, like you said, Charlie. It's definitely become just an Eagle and over trend. And, yeah, the handle is off the hook as well, and especially on the straight bets. I mean, the money is just tremendous. About 6-1 on the Eagles. Parlays the totals, like I said, 5, 6-1. It's just we're getting plied with Eagles money here at the Rampart and South Point, and rightfully so. I mean, Dallas with all the off-season issues. Jerry Jones with the issues with Parsons. Finally get him unloaded, but, it might have been too late. That last game in the preseason, he's sitting on a medical table, just sending a message. Dallas, then comes out after they get rid of him, and the clubhouse is basically shockingly supporting Jones, where Parsons could have been a possible cancer, the rumors are, in the clubhouse. So who knows how Dallas is going to come out. I mean, Dak has got to try to get the ball to CD. That's the whole anticipated factor, but can they keep the Eagles' offense off of the field? This is the world champion Eagles. Hurts is going to be geared up. The crowd is going to be raucous. It is still an NFC East matchup, so you definitely are entertaining possibly taking a teaser with the Cowboys. I mean, you could get over 2 touchdowns right now on a 6-point teaser with the Dallas Cowboys in an NFC East divisional rivalry. So, I hope people get tempted later on in the day, but so far it's just Eagles money. It's been Eagles money for 2 weeks. Ever since we basically put up the lines here at the Rampart and South Point. The market is concise across the board now, guys. We're seeing 48 the total. You're seeing the VIGs flip-flop a lot with the other properties in town, but we do not do that. We do the straight 110. We're not going to move the vigorish on you. We're either going to move it a half point or we're not. So if you're looking for the Cowboys, 8.5 is definitely the deal.
Colucci, there's no doubt the Jerry Jones support is understandable, considering, Micah Parsons. I mean, what is he thinking? Trying to have his agent negotiate a contract? I mean, who's ever heard of that? But anyway, how much? We know it's some.
But did he negotiate, Jimmy? Jimmy, did he negotiate, or did he tell him to just go stick it where you breathe? I mean, the handshake was the problem, and then once he got involved, the negotiating tactics became very touch and go, and that's when Jones regurgitated basically everything. And, we do handshakes around here, which is unheard of in this day and age. No support here, in my opinion, for Jerry Jones. But now you're seeing different aspects. You're seeing Dak Prescott say he was outspoken in the clubhouse and, made everything a little uneasy. And also you do have this back injury. How serious is this? Are you going to have to take an epidural before every game? That's not a good sign. So we'll see how it plays out. Parsons is definitely one of the best players in the game. He's going to make a factor.
You sure the Dallas Cowboys aren't in the SEC? Because this sounds a lot like some SEC fans when they lose a player to the transfer portal or a coach. All of a sudden, they ain't worth a crap.
We didn't want him anyway.
Well, we didn't lose nothing. We got value.
Charlie, can we stick to some data? Give me, and some statistics are skewed and misleading. But Charlie, could you fill us in on that statistic again? DOBA for Dallas.
Defensive value over average when Micah Parsons plays. They've been the best in the league. When Micah Parsons doesn't play, they've been the worst in the league.
But stat be misleading sometimes. So
it's.
Yeah, but you're talking about a team that has nothing else other than Parsons. That's why they're an 8.5-point underdog tonight.
Okay, so let me ask you. But let me ask you. It's some, but how much? In your opinion, how much is it? Is it a little or is it a lot that the money is really flooded in on Philadelphia since the Parsons trade?
Oh, tonnage. I mean, you saw the game. It was sitting at the key number of 7. It did go to 7.5, I believe, prior to that. But, I mean, we anticipated one-way money, whether Parsons was playing or not, because it was still a question if he was going to be on the field. So any smart consumer was going to take the Eagles because you knew he was a question mark holding out and probably would have sat out game 1 anyway. So you see where I'm going.
Right.
With
No,
this.
no, no. I understand.
Say a singular. This is not a singular player to where, a quarterback where you have massive point value. If you take Joe Burrow or if you take Dak Prescott off the field, this is huge point value. This is Micah Parsons. Yeah, it intensifies the pass rush. It enhances Dallas' defense. But I've never seen lines move so drastically off of defensive singular players. It's not the center. It's not a key wide receiver or a key offensive quarterback. Keep that in mind, guys. You could overvalue Parsons all you want. When he gets on the field, we'll see what he has out there with basically no preseason and a back injury and changing complexions, going through a cold weather area of the country. And he basically did a 360, and Dallas got what value they can for this man.
If he actually has a back injury, if this is legit and this wasn't just a negotiating tactic, if I'm Green Bay, I'd be scared to death to put him out there after a week's worth of practice.
He's itching, but yeah, I know.
I mean, the chance of injuring
course.
him and losing him for, 6-8 weeks,
Yeah.
I don't know. Better to miss the first game and be there for the rest.
Exactly. And that's
Do you,
a factor.
do
But,
you-
I believe I think he's somewhat healthy.
Do you remember Lawrence Taylor, Colucci?
Come on. Lawrence Taylor is like
Was he?
top three
Was he?
defensive
He?
player ever. Oh, Micah Parsons is now Lawrence Taylor.
No. I'm just.
Jimmy, I mean,
No. I'm asking. First of all,
Of course
was
I
he?
do.
Was he?
I
Was he a
live in
cream? Was he a cream puff in the locker room? Was he a perfect teammate and did everything the coaches asked?
They had Carl Banks. They had 800 different options, and you had Bill Parcells at his peak and Belichick coaching these guys.
So
at
you're
times.
saying Parsons, because he doesn't have as good of a supporting cast, is better than Taylor?
No supporting cast. There's no coach. It's a brand new coaching staff, basically. There's no supporting staff. You're talking about one of the greatest defensive teams ever, other than the Bears, and you're trying to compare now Micah Parsons, listen to yourself, to Lawrence Taylor. I mean, you might be pushing buttons, but I know what the Cowboys are this year, guys. You're going to be right with your Saints. And you're laughing now because LSU got a big win on open week. Let's see by about week 8 what you guys are doing there.
Hey, don't you forget who was the 2024 two-week Super Bowl champion last year, okay? They had a parade in New Orleans after.
100 points in 2 weeks.
If your Cowboys are where the Saints are this year, God bless. Okay.
Yeah.
God bless.
We hope they go 0-17. Okay. We want some draft picks. We wish we had a Parsons to trade to get some more draft picks. So anyway, so looking back at the weekend, how it closed. Where was the action? Was it split? Because we saw that line creeping up on Clemson LSU.
Yeah, started to take some Clemson money. A lot of people thought that they did well in the portal. They were drinking the Clemson Dabu juice, and eventually LSU. We did start to get some late LSU money, but it was a fabulous setup for LSU. I'll be honest with you. Kelly had the boys prepared. It was one of the great games, just like we summed it up with Miami and Notre Dame. There were so many different games. Bama looked so bad. Which definitely I know you guys were happy about. Texas couldn't move the ball until the last basically quarter, and you saw Arch had a lot of trouble. So, we're going to see how this season plays out. There's definitely a lot of changes in the college football landscape, and hopefully LSU is one of the positives for you guys. I mean, I definitely think they look great opening week, but that's opening week, and that's why I'm so critical of why they have these massive matchups even before you play a lower, possibly an FCS team or, a different caliber opponent other than seeing Texas and Ohio State, LSU, and Clemson on opening week. Let these teams get a game under their belt, and I think the games will be so much more appealing. That Texas game was definitely stale for 3 quarters, guys. I mean, great defense, you saw it, but was it more that the offenses weren't prepared because of new surroundings? So many guys from the transfer portal, Arch Manning only playing his 4th basic game. It leaves a lot to be desired, and that's why the season, as it moves on, will definitely be important. Don't buy that much into week 1. But I know, LSU is riding high.
Hey, Kaluch, this is great. We got something working now. So we're at the original Walk-Ons. It's less than a mile walk to Tiger Stadium. So this place will be popping. Now, Clemson returns the trip. They come to Tiger Stadium next year. They like to do specialty cocktails in theme. Dabo juice, highly spicy infused jalapeno infused tequila margarita. It's so spicy it makes you cry, huh? Little Dabo juice. Can we steal your name there? Dabo juice.
And what's the Kelly juice? What's the Kelly juice?
Right now it's champagne.
Kelly juice is a high energy drink, maybe a Red Bull and vodka that kind of causes you to get off your ass. So, because he's hustled a lot more in his roster building as of late. So that's the Kelly juice.
People in Baton Rouge, so
hey, we're veteran sports talk show hosts, okay? Where's any other significant action, college or pro, that's coming across the window at the Rampart?
Well, definitely now it starts to focus on the pro. You start to see the guys. The game, in Brazil is definitely going to be a big matchup as well. We're going to garner some great handle, and we will be showing that at the Rampart this week, which it is basically like a pay-per-view game.
Yes.
And anytime the Chiefs are involved, there's going to be a ton of action there. So, we opened that game at 2.5, and now it's up to the key number of 3. So every person that basically hates the Chiefs, they're still backing them. Not surprising. This total also went up 2 points. So you see a lot of action on the overs, which to me is very, very shocking. Also we're seeing a little Jet and Giant money, surprisingly, boys. The Steelers opened up at 3. Now it's off key number 3, down to 2.5. A lot of people think that Aaron Rodgers may be inflated and his career is done, which you could definitely see that's a possibility. Also off of the key number 7, like I said, Jaden Daniels and the Commanders down from 7 to 6 now at the Rampart and South Point. So we're seeing movement on these games. When you see a game move a full point, that it's significant money at the Rampart and South Point. Also, we took a big hit on the Raiders. They came down, the Patriots, from 3 to 2.5. A lot of people think the Raiders even have a chance in the division. I know Alex White, Kenny White's daughter, thinks the Raiders have a chance. I'm not buying into it. I think New England wins this game. I think New England is very undervalued in this spot. From 3 to 2.5. Also significant action on the Arizona Cardinals. They went from 4.5 to 6.5 at the Rampart.
Why do you think?
That's a big road nut. And I think the Saints can hang in there. I'm not sold on Arizona just yet. I got to see.
A lot of people are sold on the Saints, so it's get used to it. Get used to it. Kaluch, great stuff as always, man. It's a lot of excitement, boy. You're gonna have a lot of people rolling in. You're gonna just get your stamp out. Money line Eagles, teaser Eagles, money line Eagles. I mean.
I'm going to be getting 6 bills tomorrow to pay all the customers, especially the Cowboys. Or as bad as I think they are, we'll be getting money from the cage, left and right.
There you go. Maybe opening night NFL at the Rampart. Everybody gets a complimentary coyote repellent hockey stick. So come on by and see the Colucci man.
Little
Dabo juice. Yes. Tequila, jalapeno infused tequila. So spicy, makes you cry, makes your eyes water. Huh? What's that, Max?
I'm in. I'm in. Put it on my tab.
There you go. Colucci, the best. Follow Dwayne on Twitter at NYBookie Dwayne. Good luck to y'all this weekend, Dwayne.
Thanks, Jim. Love you guys. Thanks for everything. And say hi to everybody in fabulous Baton Rouge.
There you go, my man. Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows. Relief Windows, if your homeowners association requires wood windows like mine, don't make a mistake like mine. I did, and that is, the original construction of your home, or if you do have to replace them, do it right. Do it that they look good, they're functional, and they last. So Well, it's because it's with the gelled wind R-last wood that you don't need to worry about replacing your windows for a very, very long time. We guarantee your complete satisfaction for years to come and provide the highest quality service and craftsmanship around. That's the Wood Windows at Relief Windows. They do doors, siding, and shutters as well. 288-8138, 288-8138, and reliefwindows.com.
Live at the original Walk-Ons, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And the wingo troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. For all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contract, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
At lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
You know, Coach talking all that Raiders action that they're taking. I can't get on them to I can't get on
local
them to win
action.
the division, but I can get the total on them. I think is really reasonable at 6.5. That's the one futures play I got in the NFL over 6.5 with the Raiders.
My favorite as well.
You get the AFC South. Now the NFC East is tough, but at least there's one win in there with the Giants. Maybe you get that last place schedule. You get to play the Bears. You get to play the Patriots. You get to play the Browns. I mean, I know they're in the toughest division in football, but once you get out of that, there's some room to make a score. That's my. I mean, two futures bets the whole year. Clemson to make the playoffs and over with the Raiders.
Name me a team.
Like you're living out there with buying the hype, man. I mean, I just think that Pete Carroll's coming in here in his prime, and just everything's going to be turned around.
No, but they got a better quarterback. They've got a better coach. Ashton Genty, they're going to run the wheels off of him, and they got a last place schedule. And the schedule's got a lot to do with why I'm playing them.
That's 6 games they'll be underdog in their division.
Right, and then I get 11 games to. I got to win basically a little over half the other ones, and they could sneak one in the division, maybe. If they win this Patriots game, I'm going to be feeling really good about.
Probably
life.
that would give them 1-5 in the league.
Yeah, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Hour number 2 here. The original Walk-Ons, Burbank and Nicholson, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
You think my marriage was doomed? I'm on my honeymoon and I
had
the Bills in the Music City Miracle.
Hey guys.
I was at the Caliente in Cancun.
Mic check. Somebody.
Live. I was like,
Somebody.
Live, it looks so horrible. It wasn't.
.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Bill's Oyster Bar in the Southdown Shopping Center.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Please consider making a donation locally through St. Vincent de Paul that truly helps people in need. If you have a boat, car, motorcycle, RV, clothing, housewares, or furniture you no longer use, please consider donating it to St. Vincent de Paul. This donation could get you a tax deduction. Visit sbdpbr.org.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And return here at the original Walk-Ons. Less than a mile walk over toward Tiger Stadium. Made that jaunt many times. So you want to come here pre-game, post-game, watch all the other games, get a great cocktail service and something to eat before. And, of course, during and after the games here at the original Walk-Ons, Burbank and Nicholson.
It's gonna be fun, man.
Looking forward to it.
This is the deal. We'll be here this week. We're here this week for the home opener, and there's a lot of legitimate excitement. I mean, that is, I think it's only going to get better, I think it's a real tough spot, for LSU to play with that rebuilt offensive line. I thought it was an excellent game plan to maintain your balance, to get rid of the ball quickly, to just kind of to offset some of that pressure. And to just, listen, I heard a national guy this morning say, well, we just have to see, Nussmeier is a good quarterback, a respected quarterback, but we just don't know if, that LSU receiving core can kind of, how good can they be? They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
What about so the guy who's the kickoff return specialist, we don't know about his receiving skills. Had the best catch of the night, huh?
He not only had the best catch of the night, his numbers, Kentucky's quarterback play last year was awful. Okay?
Yes.
So God bless. This cat
quarterback
runs,
in line played the whole offense. So, it was cool.
So I'm not going to knock him for his receiving numbers a year ago too much. I watched him on the practice field. He's a Chris Hilton clone, size and speed-wise, and you saw the hands. You talked about the catch.
Those guys, I think it's just, the best is yet to come with this LSU football team. And it's football. You're going to have some injuries. What team's going through the whole three? This team on this one position is built to absorb injuries better than, I don't know all the two deeps and all the teams yet, but they sure look the part where they're built better than most usually are. Let's just put that.
If you can throw a shutout on the road at the number 4 team in the country, a shutout in the second half, that bodes pretty well for your future, because I think these fresh legs are going to pay benefits in fourth quarters, but I really think they're going to pay benefits in November, man. Mm-hmm. When the snap counts are piling up on everybody, this defense should be fresh when they start coming down the stretch, and they got to play Alabama and they got to play Oklahoma. We'll see, but that's one of the things I like.
Get into. It's going to be fun, man. It's fun to be on campus for LSU this football season, no doubt.
Let's go through some of the games this weekend that have got our attention. We'll kind of go in chronological order here. We're both very interested in Illinois and Duke.
11 a.m. kickoff.
This is 11 a.m. kickoff from Durham, and this is interesting. This is Illinois' highest preseason ranking in, I believe it's 30,
it's
31 years,
whatever
a long
it is,
time.
It's way up there.
And Duke got off to a terrific start last week with Darian Mensah, the former Tulane quarterback, and they are a 3.5-point home underdog in this game. By the way, Duke goes to Tulane next week. That'll be interesting for Mensah. But this week, Illinois, a road favorite, and they think one of the better defenses that they've had here probably in, 20 years since their Sugar Bowl, one of their Sugar Bowl teams in the 2000s.
Duke came out the gates a little slow. Illinois did not in their tune-up last week. Both had basically rental wins. Elon did outrush Duke in the game, 163 to 159. but Mensa was outstanding. 389 and 3 TDs, no interceptions, and another long touchdown pass that was dropped. I think he could do it by himself. Here's the interesting thing. You talk about the rankings for Illinois. I love the Illinois over, but partly due because their schedule was favorable this year. They have everybody come back. You got a 3-year starter at quarterback. You got 3-year coordinators on both sides of the line of scrimmage. You have a head coach. There's a lot of continuity on the staff. And they won a lot of close games against, mid type of teams last year. They looked the part. Altmaier is a good quarterback for them. He really protected the ball last year. Everything is fine, but my buddies who do their own power ratings and handicappers don't have them as the 11th best team. Their ranking is higher. It might be one of those rankings, sort of a prediction of where they may finish because of favorable schedule and so many returning starters. But I don't think. You think they're the 11th best team in the country?
No, right off the top of my head. But
do you think maybe 20 to 25? Maybe.
I think you had it right when you said it's based on where they think they'll finish with the schedule.
So my point is that, and also a lot of people, and listen, Duke is not, it's what, a 35,000 seat stadium. It's not, but make no mistake, you follow Duke, and we know about Mensa. Oh, every time they say, nobody's got an exact dollar figure, but I laugh. I mean, everybody from the highlights to the play-by-play guys, they paid a lot to get this guy. They paid a lot to get this guy. Was there anything more smooth, definitive, and immediate than Mensa's going to Tulane? To Duke? This guy can play, Charlie.
We loved him last year.
And guess what? He looked good again with his new pieces. Where it could be a little, and they did. The first quarter was a little choppy.
We were shocked when he went to Duke.
Shocked.
I mean,
shocked.
There were other people looking at quarterbacks.
People that follow they make. It's a basketball program, we know it, but they are serious about, the pay for play. It's not a Miami, it might be a Miami Light. I think some Duke alums have a little money if they want to. Okay, but this is a critical time to shake those guys up.
Right.
Like the Kansas. Man, we managed to weather the storm and have a Power 4 affiliation. Let's not take it for granted. The $300 million, the new stadium, and things like that, okay? Duke is kind of doing that same thing. And so, Northwestern, they need to get in their facilities. They got the best facility, football ops center in the country, and they can break in a new stadium next year. But Duke, it's not just that. They've got a lot, and maybe Manny Diaz is a better fit at Duke than he is at Miami. Just maybe, because they were well coached last year. And, and listen, should have beat SMU. They gave that game away last year. But I think Mensa, I think this is a pick-up type of game. I'll take any type of points. I'll take Mensa because he's a guy that's capable of putting a team on his back.
Also at 11 o'clock, Iowa and Iowa State. Iowa State, I thought was impressive in the way that they went to Ireland, got the win, and then came back and showed no ill effects against a good one double A, FCS school in South Dakota. And Rocco Beck, the quarterback, is off to a phenomenal start. And he was 19 out of 20 last week against South Dakota. That's what I want to see when you have an opponent you have the upper hand on, when you have a quarterback that you're trying to let him feel his way around. Iowa played Albany last week. Jimmy, you know how many yards quarterback threw for?
2.9 an attempt.
Gronkowski. Okay.
Gronowski. No K.
No, okay. Gronowski, excuse me. He threw for 44 yards against Albany.
Mm-hmm. 8 for 15 for 44 yards, 2.9 an attempt.
But Iowa is traditionally an offensive juggernaut. They don't need to work on their passing game when they're playing somebody like Albany.
Absolutely.
I want to take points in a rivalry game like this, especially this rivalry game, but, oh, goodness, that's hard to – the difference between the two quarterbacks. I got 3 games to go on here, but yuck. I might have to back the home team here. It's been a while since they've beaten them in Ames, by the way.
Well, even more so. I think Iowa State's got something working right now, and I'm sorry, but they got to. They could throw the ball, and Iowa can't. I mean, it's kind of an advantage. I mean, please stack the line. So they lost like 4 in a row to Iowa.
In Ames or altogether, Iowa State
altogether.
Altogether, Iowa State's won 2 of the last 3, but Iowa
really?
has won 7 of the last 9. So maybe
they lost the last. Okay.
The last time Iowa State won in Ames, good gracious, you got to go all the way back. Hang on. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. Last time Iowa State won in Ames was 2011. So it's been a minute.
That's what it is.
They've won 4 times in Iowa City since then.
It's kind of their LSU at home against Alabama in that stretch.
The road
before
teams
Saban got them in 2000.
The road teams have been really good in this series, but the quarterbacks, yuck. What do we think? Another 11 o'clock game. Baylor came out of the chute against Auburn with the loss. SMU had a rental win of the highest East Texas A&M, which I didn't even know was a thing. Do we believe that Dave Aranda's team ran into just a better roster last week? He's been touting his roster, but Auburn was in control of that game most of the way.
Not necessarily, and the kickoff return takes away a possession by Auburn when Baylor couldn't stop them, so maybe the box score is a little bit skewed. But Baylor had more first downs, they had more yardage. They didn't finish drives, especially when it was 3-0. It should have been 10 or 14-0. It wasn't. I don't know how much better their roster was. I know that Aranda, the interior defense, let them run the quarterback draw over and over and over. Even the last 4th down where he went 40 yards untouched up the middle for a touchdown, the clinching touchdown. So uncharacteristic emotion during one of the timeouts during the game, right before that clinching touchdown by Aranda. Guess trying to fire his team up. I don't know, but I've never seen him like that on the sideline. But I thought some missed opportunities. And then, Auburn, I think Baylor does have the better roster in this matchup because SMU lost a lot. SMU's going to be fine. They're committed. They got all the money, but they lost a lot, minus the quarterback. And so he's got to carry them on his back this year. They had a lot better roster last year. So I think Baylor could go on the road and win here.
At SMU, Kevin Jennings, the quarterback, didn't run very much last week, didn't need to. There were a couple of times last year where he really carried a lot of offensive load with his feet. And I'm remembering that game when they played Louisville, where Louisville was ranked and he ran for over 100 yards, and SMU ended up winning that game. I wonder if, having watched Jackson Arnold do what he did, they might not crank up Jennings in this game and let him carry a much higher rushing load.
Well, and Aranda's got to fix it too. Against a mobile quarterback. They've got to be if they're not ready to defend the quarterback draw. But and it's I'm saying a draw. Just the bogus read option where he's pulling it the whole time and just running up to get with the setback out of the shotgun.
Those are some of the early games that we're looking at. We'll move down the schedule here in a second.
Don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance, one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies, founded in 1980. That's right, our team over 50 strong, 30 working together for a decade. So a long-standing staff, consistent staff, and that's why you get dependability if something goes wrong with your unit at 480-1000. 480-1000. Service today, every day. Means same-day service. You'll never sleep hot if you call 480-1000. Total Maintenance, my buddy Lucas Ragusa, and he's worked every step of the way, every level of this AC and heating operation, and that's why he knows what it takes to put together a good staff. He knows what it takes to kind of treat his staff good, to where they keep working hard for him. So really does a great job, and I know he's devoted to his craft and his business. I've been knowing Lucas for a long, long time. Solid guy. Call my friends at Total Maintenance if your unit breaks down. 480-1000, 480-1000.
Live the original Walk-Ons, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter
jingle.
Just listen to it.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino. With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walkons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
We return here at the original Walk-Ons. We're also brought to you by the Thibodeau store and the Pierre Part store. Look, if you're looking for your tailgate and stuff and you want to go shopping, listen, it's a little bit late for delivery for the weekend. Same-day pickup now offering. If you go to thethibodeaustore.com, get on there, shop, make your order, and pick it up on the same day so you can have it for the weekend. You still got a little time.
So, look, and you can check it out online, but trust me, they have more things than the website at the actual store as well. But you can get an idea, of kind of what the things we're talking about and sort of your tailgating or your outdoor cooking needs, man. So everything imaginable. Some really cool purple and gold stuff as well that's very popular, especially this time. So different cookware. So you name it, man. Go by and check it out. And also a couple of things that I did, Charlie, that I picked up that were in stock, and there were a couple of things that weren't. Boom, got delivered to the house, a couple of days later. So, I mean, it is a must, man. It's fun. It's fun. So it's kind of like drinking the Brian Kelly juice,
Not the Dabo juice.
the Dabo juice makes you cry. The high energy stuff.
Right.
High energy stuff. So the kind of like going down there. So, man, it's so cool, people, man. Both stores just know what they're doing. It's one of the most impressive independently stores that I've been around, man. It's really cool.
900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux, Highway 70 in Pierreport, and online, thethibodeaustore.com. Jimmy, when doing my, start this early in the week, to kind of whittle it down for the 5-packs on Friday, I was surprised, maybe I shouldn't have been, but Oklahoma State is a better than 4-touchdown underdog at Oregon. I know Oregon's good, okay, and I know that Oklahoma State's nearing the end of the Gundy era, and they're in a state of flux. But, man, they're north of 4 touchdowns. That's
you talk about whining, man. I mean, when's the last time you heard a quote out of Gundy that where he wasn't whining about the new rules in roster building in college football?
You don't like it, we get it, but the rules here to stay.
Adapt or die, and I think this is going to be it for him. Most times you completely overhaul your staff. It's kind of the okay, now the pressure's on you.
Right.
How much was forced? I mean, he completely gutted his staff. We're 0-9 last year in the league. 0-9. It's the first time since his first year in 21 years that he didn't have a winning record. Not a 500. Not just losing. No, not a 500 record. 19 straight winning records.
And they were picked to finish second in the conference, I think.
Has there been? We talk about it all the time. The new rules. Who has it helped? Who has it hurt? Has Oklahoma State got to be near the top of the list?
Very
programs
much so.
It hurts.
And he came out and said it when the Ollie Gordon, suspension or whatever it was. They had all the offensive linemen back, and he got on that soapbox last August and said, "We got to put all of this NIL stuff behind us." There was locker room bickering about that, and he just couldn't control it. Now they got into the portal a little bit this year, but I don't think this is something that Gundy will ever fully embrace. Look, he's past his expiration date there. It's not that he's not a good coach, but to be there as long
he's
as
not
he
a good
has,
coach in this era,
right?
Come on.
I guess I meant on the field coach. No, the logistics of this are getting him. He's 58 years old, which is plenty young enough to reinvent himself there or somewhere else. But it just seems like the shelf life has.
Talking about me. I'm 58.
Well,
I can't reinvent myself.
Yeah, you can.
I told you.
I said he was.
I told you I pull for love.
I said he was young enough to reinvent himself. But he's also made enough money. He's made enough money to just say, I'm done. I'm gonna go get a TV gig somewhere.
I guess he'd be good at that. He's got a sour attitude about the new rules, man. And listen, I mean, some coaches flat out quit. I mean, you think Jay Wright had a little left in the tank?
Look,
you think Nick Saban had a little left in the tank?
Tony Bennett, who we had all the respect in the world for, walked out on him 2 weeks to the opener, man.
It started to slide under him. I didn't see the slide under Saban and Wright, though.
No, they were still at the top of their that time. But this game in particular, 4-touchdown underdog at Oregon.
All right, you got to bet it. Who you betting? I'll bet in Oregon.
I would take Oklahoma State with that many, with over 4 touchdowns.
Okay.
But I'm not. I don't know.
I think the kid is a real deal. I like
Dante Moore.
5 stars. Concern me, the 5-star-itis. 5 stars who have been humbled and kind of grow from it. I like. It seems like I've heard nothing but good things. And it's Montana State, but I watched it. It was on over at the Queen, and he looked good against Air. He looked good, so be good. Yes.
Kansas and Missouri, first time these teams have played in a while. Old Big 8 rivals, and Jalen Daniels, 6th year back at Kansas. Seems like we've been talking about this guy for a long time. And Eli Drinkwitz has done as good a job, I think, as you can do at Missouri the last 3 years. Mizzou just under a touchdown choice here in this game.
I think Kansas can win this game. I think it's a lot of fun. Missouri was very impressive. Kansas already 2-0. I got them over. It was this could be one of those games they could steal on the road. But I mean, Jalen Daniels has been good, right? As long as he's been healthy. Well, he's healthy right now. So, and man, 6 years, that's a hell of a deal. So I think Missouri a little bit, and Drinkwitz has done great. There's no doubt about it. But also, they got the good end of the set. They're on the top half as far as this Band-Aid 2-year schedule. Okay, so he's done well there, no doubt. But I think part of it's I don't think he's producing this record with Florida or Oklahoma's schedule. Let's just put it that way. So I think Kansas can hang in there, and I like Daniels looks very good already off to a 2-0 start, and they have an extra game under their belt to get them a little bit further along.
South Florida is at Florida. No doubt this is a 3:15 game on the SEC Network. A lot of LSU fans will be watching this to see if they get a better read on Florida. And there's a pretty good chance that you watch South Florida already because they were in that game against Boise State to open last weekend. South Florida ended up running away from Boise in the second half. I thought the Broncos kind of melted a little bit in that second half. And so it wasn't that the yardstick was dominated early, but they got on a roll. They got Florida this week, and they go to Miami next week, so they're scheduling up. Florida's a pretty big choice here at 17.5, and they open conference play here next week. I'm kind of torn on this game.
Not me.
The
points.
That's what I would take.
That's
too.
a lot of points for good. South Florida's much improved. It's probably not quite that. That's a tough spot. We saw Boise go to Georgia State last year and give up all kinds of yards, a ton. So they were at a major. That was in the first week of the season. This year, the first week, they had to go into humid Tampa, and it showed, especially in the second half. But make no mistake, South Florida is much improved. That coach is he's fine with the new ways of roster building. They were just bigger, stronger, and faster than Boise, and they got a quarterback who looks for contact when he's running. He is something, man. He loves to lower his shoulder on DBs as he did going into the end zone for one of those running touchdowns. I think it's a lot of points where this is South Florida. Little brother playing against Florida. Look ahead. LSU's Florida coming to town next week. Florida may win, but that's a lot of points. Too many, in my opinion.
And this is the last game, and this is by no means an easy game for Florida. I'm with you. I think they'll win. I could see this being a 34-20 type game. But when they finish with this, at LSU, at Miami, Texas, at Texas A&M, I mean, that Florida schedule is just brutal. Just brutal.
Thank you, SEC. I mean, really.
We're going to get it all fixed next year.
Yeah. When does that schedule come out?
December.
December?
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. Okay.
We were asked in a poll. I think the 3 LSU are going to get. I don't know if you want them. I'm not predicting, but I think they're going to get Ole Miss, A&M, and Oklahoma.
And I think they're going to get Ole Miss, A&M, and Arkansas. I think it's going to be a gift. I don't think that that's remotely fair, but I think that's what they're going to do. And it's got a lot to do with the fact that the Alabama schools have commitments somewhere else. That Auburn and Alabama are not interested.
No, we knew Auburn was done. The series with LSU long ago.
And Alabama is going to maintain that rivalry with Auburn and with Tennessee.
Rivalry week, they've already seen it. This LSU-Oklahoma thing could be a thing. Arkansas-Missouri is a natural fit. They're much closer. They're much closer together. LSU and Oklahoma, some blue bloods. There's where everybody, A&M's playing Texas, Alabama's playing Auburn, Ole Miss. No, that Arkansas-Missouri thing is played on the last day rivalry week. I think the LSU thing it could be a newbie, but it'd be a nice.
Your schedule makes more sense. What I'm proposing, I don't think it's fair. I think it's too much of a love letter to LSU, but I think it's what they're leaning towards right now.
All right, don't forget our friends at United Community Bank, the local way to bank big with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. Our great team of bankers at United Community Bank. Prentice Wilkes, Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, and David Henry. Yes, indeed. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Matt Human's with us when we return live at the original Walk-Ons, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in Laplace and Plaquemine.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Haniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, the chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walkons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Got to Las Vegas. Matt Umich is with us here on this Thursday. Matty, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Getting ready for Cowboys, Eagles, and it's been a long summer waiting for the NFL to kick off.
Yes, indeed. Let's start there. Give me your best bet or two in on Sunday or Monday's action, not for today or tomorrow night, but give me your best pick or two in the NFL before we get to the college level.
Yeah, I'm going to have a bunch of NFL plays this week. Like you said, I'll keep it to Sunday. And I'm afraid this has become a public underdog. And a lot of people are falling in line with this play, but I'm taking the Browns plus 5.5 against the Bengals. We know Zach Taylor's 1-11 in the first 2 weeks of the season as Bengals coach. And I think this Joe Burrow's had a lot of problems with the Browns. I think he's going to have problems here. If the Bengals win, I expect them to squeak it out. And also on Sunday night, playing the Ravens. It's a pick 'em against the Bills. Baltimore's got the better defense, I think, by a significant margin. And I agree with some of the sharp line move here that Baltimore should play.
Let me, this is where we kind of been, because there's a lot of people excited in Baton Rouge after their performance on Saturday night, and that includes both of us, because I think it's just going to be, I think that was a tough spot for LSU to go in and take care of business with a rebuilt offensive line. But anyway, with your thoughts, and listen, they're going to be, teams are going to be a lot different in November and December than they are in August, but your thoughts on LSU's performance and how it relates to maybe some other contenders around the country.
Well, if you get past Brian Kelly's clock and game management blunder at the end of the first half, I thought LSU was pretty strong. I was at the Rose Bowl that night for the UCLA game, so I was just watching a little bit of it. I watched the tape of it when I got back, and obviously the LSU offense got off to a slow start in the first half, but I did think the Tigers controlled the second half, and it was pretty impressive. Of the three big games on the weekend, I had two of them right. I had LSU, and I had Miami. I was dead wrong about Texas, but I thought the LSU second half performance, offensively and defensively, was indicative of what we're going to see in a LSU playoff team this year. That's a huge win on the road at Clemson to open the season like that. First time Brian Kelly's won an opener in a long time. So when my thinking as a handicapper was LSU's going to be much improved defensively. And anytime you've got a Heisman contender, and actually one of the favorites in Garrett Nussmeier at quarterback, and you're catching 4.5, I thought that was the dog you had to play. And LSU lived up to that.
They won't be catching 4.5, and probably won't be catching 4.5 the rest of the way. Notre Dame, Texas, Clemson, Alabama all lost. Panic button on any of them?
Well, I think the panic button's got to be reserved for Alabama. I was talking about the most hyped teams after week one, the most overhyped teams, and you got to start with Alabama. Boise State's on that list. Clemson's on that list. And the other one would be Texas. But the thing about Texas is its defense was outstanding. I mean, you go back to, if you look at the box score in the Ohio State game, Texas outgained the Buckeyes 336 to 203. So the Buckeyes didn't do much offensively to impress me and say, well, Ohio State should be a powerhouse again. I still think you got questions about that offense and seeing the young quarterback. Texas looked really good defensively. I still have the same issues with Steve Sarkisian and his play calling. Again, you don't have a great offensive line. What are you doing? Running the ball up the middle on 4th and 2 at midfield. What are you doing with a quarterback who can't sneak it? Calling two quarterback sneaks. One that really didn't work, but they gave you the first down anyway, and the second one clearly didn't work. You get stuffed and never should have called it. I wasn't crazy about Sark's play calling in a lot of spots in that game. Arch Manning really disappointed me in a lot of different ways. I thought his footwork, actually I wanted to say his mechanics were sloppy. And his fundamentals and his mechanics were sloppy. He made some poor throws. His decision-making was questionable. There are a lot of things when I watched Arch Manning, it just really had me scratch my head. Like, how can a guy be coached at the high level he's been coached at? And he looks that bad. He was throwing off his back foot. He was throwing sidearm. So I don't know. There's a lot of things to clean up there. I really expected much more out of Arch. I was disappointed there, but I think Texas can recover. Let's see. What's that?
So you push the panic button on Arch Manning?
A little bit. I'm telling you that I was blown away that he was nowhere near what he was hyped up to be. Nowhere near. I couldn't believe it. You're talking about. I haven't heard. what's his name, Ed Orgeron, talking the week before the game about Arch being the best quarterback in college football, and if there's one guy he can coach, it would be Arch. He's the closest thing to Joe Burrow he's ever seen. I heard Peyton Manning hyping up Arch, saying that, wow, coming out of the Magic Manning passing camp, he couldn't believe how good he looked. He's ready to roll. And just a couple other Texas sources I know who hyped him up. And then in the middle of the second quarter, I'm watching the game, saying, what the hell is going on? Yeah, seriously, he's throwing up his back foot, throwing sidearm. And it's just, he did not look, he either lost his composure or he's just been overhyped by everybody. So I was really disappointed in his performance. But I think coming away from all of it, the one team you got to press a panic button on is Alabama.
Yeah, and no doubt they were. Florida State was quicker and more physical. I mean, it's just with a lot of guys that he had success retaining that could have been middle round picks. So on paper, it just isn't, So, and obviously they're not. It looked to be. DeBoer doesn't think to be inspired. Kalen DeBoer is going to be a very rich man. Get paid a lot of money very soon not to coach. So $70 million if you want to get rid of him this year. So
hey, look at a question for you guys. Hanny's there today, right? Is he there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, he's been real quiet. So it's been strange quiet. I don't know if he's there.
I'm listening to you. I'm very interested in what you have to say.
Okay. Maybe I put him to sleep here in the first.
No, not at all.
You know what? I was talking with a professional bettor out here who's in Alabama. He grew up in Alabama. He's still a big fan, and we were talking about this Stadium Swim on Sunday night. And I said, well, Kalen DeBoer's buyout's around $70 million, so I don't know if he's going to get bought out. But if you were to buy him out, who would be the coaches you would target? Because if you're going to buy this guy out, you got to be ready with a successor, right? You got to have somebody in mind. Hey, if we get rid of him, this is the guy we're going to hire. Who would it be in your mind? Who would be the guy who could step in and return Alabama to what it was if you're going to dump DeBoer?
I think Jimmy and I are going to pick the same guy, and it would be Lane Kiffin. He's the one guy that's got enough. What do I say?
That outside noise won't bother him.
Yeah, there's enough self-confidence to be able to go in there and actually do the football job. Yeah. And he knows the score in the league. He's coached there before.
He's maxed out at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
He should have got that team to the it's on him not getting that. That was a good team, really good team. Not getting them to the playoff, okay, but he is maxing out at Ole Miss. Ole Miss has never won this much in the conference since Johnny Vaught in the late 50s, early 60s. Dion might be scratched off. I mean, really, you could take two timeouts. I got 1 minute and 2 timeouts left, and we go to the locker room with two timeouts.
And then double down on it in the press conference. Say, no, I didn't make a mistake.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
oh
if
my
you say
gosh.
so. But the $70 million buyout, that number is going to be kicked around a lot. But I look at it this way, Matt. Gene Chizik won a national championship and was fired 2 years later. Ed Orgeron won a national championship and was fired 2 years later. This idea that you can't fire a guy after 2 years, those guys had arguably as much political capital as you can gain and got fired after 2 years. I know the number's big, but if they go 7-5 or 8-4, I think he's probably gone.
Matt, for years we said, God bless whoever follows this guy in Tuscaloosa, because my son was on the elevator. He's a sophomore at Alabama, and he's on the elevator leaving. They just beat a top 15 Missouri team to shreds, and they were bitching at DeBoer. I mean, they couldn't have beat him any worse, and they are impossible to please. So it's just eating him up, because we are like you. I thought that was as good of a game manager. Man, that was great what he did against Oregon in that Pac-12 championship game, at Washington. To get that program to the national championship game, I mean, that's really impressive. And in my eyeballs, how he managed. But this thing is just eating him alive. It's just too big for him.
He'll surface somewhere. Maybe he takes over for Kyle Whittingham at Utah when he retires, and he'll be fine.
Don't worry. When he gets you down here to Death Valley, boy, you'll see how it goes down here. The grease is a little hotter down here in the South. Matt, let's get to your picks before we run out of time.
By the way, I don't have a ton of picks this week, so we're not going to run out of time on that.
Okay, well, give me what you got.
I told him the same thing you guys just said. I said Lane Kiffin. That would be my choice for Alabama. He said, no, Alabama fans don't like Kiffin. I said, well, do you like DeBoer? Of course. They hate DeBoer right now. So I think Kiffin would be the obvious guy. And if you get beyond Kiffin on the list, who is it? You really have a hard time coming up with many options. beyond the Lane Kiffin. So I agree with you guys. I think that'd be the one. Okay, I'm telling you what I played here. When I don't like the card much this week, and I did like the card a lot last week. By the way, Jimmy, great call on LSU Clemson under the total.
Thank you, sir.
That was as easy as a winner as you're going to get. And if you think about the three biggest games last weekend, Texas, Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, and Notre Dame, Miami, all three were dead unders. In fact, it was kind of a miracle that the Irish and the Hurricanes got to 51 points. But the first two were dead unders for sure.
Yeah.
And good call by you on that. So I'm playing Duke as a home dog, Duke +3 against Illinois. I like Darian Mensah, the transfer quarterback from Tulane. 389 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 548 total yards against Elon. I understand that game was tied at 10.5, but Duke blew it open in the second half. I'm just not on the Illinois hype train like a lot of people are. I thought the Illini were one of the luckier teams in college football last season, and I expect some regression from the Illini going on the road, laying points here. I think this is a great spot for Duke to pull the upset, and I'll take the 3. I actually think that probably should be a pick.
We love Mensah around here. We think highly of him. He's really good.
Who?
Mensah, Darian Mensah. No, we really like him. Yeah. Stunned when he went to Duke. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a better quarterback in this game, and I think Tulane's got a great shot to pull the upset. Illinois can run the ball, and Duke's defense concerns me a little bit, but I'm going Duke +3. Early in the week here, I took Mississippi State +7 against Arizona State. And you watch those two teams play a year ago. Cam Scatterbo that dominated that game on the ground. You got no Scatterbo here, and I wonder how things are going to be different for the Sun Devils, especially when they hit the road and they don't have him in that offense. I do like Sam Levitt, the quarterback, quite a bit, and Jordan Tyson's a big play wide receiver. But Sun Devils weren't that sharp in that 38-19 win against Northern Arizona last week, and I think this is the type of spot on the road against an SEC home dog, so they could get surprised here. And Blake Shapen's back. Had that shoulder injury last year. Was held about, I think, played only 4 games. And that Jeff Levy team went 2-10. This Mississippi State defense looks better with Shapen back at quarterback. Hey, look, I'm not a big Shapen fan, but he looked pretty good last week. 465 total yards in that offense. And Miss State +7 was another. I think 6.5 might be the best number out there in that game right now. Looking at the screen, yeah. I don't see a 7 out there anymore. I'd still play it, though.
We need more
Biggest
cowbell.
game of the week. Yep, more cowbell, no doubt about it. That's one of the great Saturday Night Live skits of all time. Michigan at Oklahoma, biggest game of the week. I'm playing the Sooners here. I haven't done it yet, but I'm planning to bet Oklahoma. And, again, you got a freshman quarterback in Bryce Underwood. He's a freak, physical freak, but he's on the road for the first time. If Arch Manning can look that bad, making his first road start, Bryce Underwood might have some struggles here against Brent Venables' defense. Say what you want about Venables as the head coach, but as a defensive coordinator, as a defensive play caller, which is what he's doing now, he's at his best. And Venables should have the upper hand against a freshman quarterback here. So I'm going, and I really like John Mateer and the potential of this Oklahoma offense. It's definitely a new look Oklahoma Sooners offense, and I think the Sooners should win this game. I think the look-ahead headline, Sooner Adam Phillips, special sports bettor from Vegas, is obviously a big Oklahoma fan. He laid 2.5 on a look-ahead number. You got to lay 5 now, but I think Oklahoma should be able to handle that. I was, like I said, I was at the Rose Bowl Saturday night, thoroughly unimpressed with everything I saw from UCLA. Offensive line's not very good. Skill position talent's not really there. The defense stinks. Probably had about 50 missed tackles. Nico at quarterback is nothing special. And I got a question of coaching that team. To me, this is one of the most interesting games in handicap the week. UCLA at UNLV. How good are the Rebels, coached by Dan Mullen? We don't really know because they needed to come back to beat Idaho State. They beat a Sam Houston State team that looked pretty bad on the road last week. That's the Sam Houston team that's before quarterback play. I actually, Circa's got 3 on this game. I played UNLV +3.
Okay.
I don't love it, but I like it. You know, guessing a little bit here that the UCLA team might be pretty bad. And the other play on the card I've got right now, and I'm probably going to add some, but It looks like I'm going to play Vanderbilt +1, taking whatever it is at Virginia Tech.
All right, Matty, we're out of time, brother. I appreciate it. We got to
Okay.
five. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, man. Live here from the original Walk-Ons. Again, your meeting place before LSU's home opener against Louisiana Tech. Right here at the original Walk-Ons on Burbank, just steps to Tiger Stadium.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks in every game like
Say when.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Handegriff. Join us for the Friday edition of This is Charles Handegriff. Join us for Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's. We start early at 10 a.m. with Richard Dixon doing an LSU breakdown, and then we're into Lock of the Week with Bruce Marshall, Troy Macker, and Chris Macero. Live at lunch from Ruffino's, 10 a.m. Friday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martine Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martine Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com.
Lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Ben Simmons' agent has informed the union that he's formally removed himself as Simmons' agent. What usually happens when this happens, Max?
I know Simmons is considering retirement.
He hadn't looked like he's real enthused about playing in quite some time, so that wouldn't surprise me at all. All right, Jimmy, who you like tonight? Cowboys and Eagles. Yeah, you. I'm sorry.
Eagles
minus the 8.5. You gonna lay the big lumber?
I'm not crazy about that. I mean, that 8.5's a lot, man.
You want to get on one of Colucci's teasers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Buy it down to 6.
Yes.
Buy it down to 2.5.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What's the line tomorrow night?
Line tomorrow night is Chiefs for 3.5.
Yeah. So I'll do that. Eagles
It's down to 3.
What?
It's down to 3, pretty much everywhere.
Eagles Chargers teaser.
Eagles Chargers. Take the Chargers.
Yeah,
up
that's
to
a lot
9
of
or
points,
9.5.
man. Opening week, opening game. That's a lot.
No, I
Is that the
agree
biggest
with you.
line out there? What's Denver?
Denver, it's same.
Same.
8.5 against the Titans, and I don't think anybody else has gotten to 8.5. Although Arizona is up to 6.5 in New Orleans, I think is the next biggest line on the board. If you're
That might get to 7.
If you're in the survivor pool, Washington is also 6.5 at home against the Giants.
30.
The survivor pools will be littered with Arizona and Denver this weekend. Thanks to folks here at Walk-Ons. Before, during, and after LSU football, come on over here. Less than a mile walk to Tiger Stadium. Tomorrow morning, we get going early at 10 a.m. Richard Dixon and I will start off the show with an hour's worth of LSU talk, and then we're into Lock of the Week Friday at Rufino's. For Jimmy and Max, Jordan back in the studio, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988.
All right, you guys have a good rest
Thank
of
you,
your day.
Jordan.
Jordan, I'll get those to you in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Max.
Yep,
Just
thanks.
before Friday's fine.
Okay,
Before
cool.
Tomorrow's Fridays. Yeah, have a good one.
Starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide